Hello campers, and welcome back to my increasingly overcrowded workbench. Now, recently I've been making videos in which I try to improve the rather basic Triang mineral wagon. But there's one very important aspect of it that I haven't tackled so far, and that is the load. An empty wagon is a wagon that's not earning revenue, so in general the railways liked to keep their wagons busy. Now, what I have done here is I have made a little load that will represent scrap metal. Scrap metal was a major thing that these mineral wagons were used for. Now, let me just demonstrate the clever part. You see, the key to this here is a little neodymium magnet. I think it's pronounced neodymium, could be pronounced neodymium. I've never heard it said out loud, which I've just got taped there. Now, what I have done to excuse me a second. Well, that was embarrassing. Okay, we're back now. And as I say, the key to this is this little neodymium magnet, which corresponds to the neodymium magnet on the wand there. It's very strong. In fact, you need to be a little bit careful because it is actually possible to pinch your skin quite badly with that stuff. The load itself is made from mounting board. There's a picture framer near me that sells offcuts of mounting board for pennies. You may be lucky enough to find something similar. If not, cereal box card, postcard, any sort of card will do. And on the top there, I've just used little scraps of paper, just junk mail cut up, which I think will look rather good when painted. Stuck it all together with PVA. I've painted another layer of PVA there just to seal it in. This will represent offcuts from a factory, a car factory maybe, or a boat yard. You know, just let your imagination run wild. For a little bit of variety, I've also made this, a load of pipes. Probably quite obvious, but it's just straws, paper straws. There'll be no dead turtles on my railway. So let's go away and paint these and have a look at the end result. It is now some time later and my loads are completed. With the pipes, there's nothing particularly interesting to note about those. It's much the same technique that I used on the wagons. So a variety of rusty brown acrylic paints, went over it with a wash of dirty coloured watercolour paint, and then went for a final pass with some eyeshadow. Now, this wagon here, I've gone for more of a sort of shiny look to create a contrast to represent new metal. That is to say, metal that is fairly new, not the musical subgenre, which is an abstract concept, and to be honest, even today most scrap metal dealers are incapable of handling it. You have to send it off to a special place in South Wales, I believe. But what I used was this paint here, the Army Painter War Paints. It's a company I'm not at all familiar with, but this paint is actually really good. Creates a fantastic kind of shiny look. In fact, it was too shiny for my purposes, and I've kind of had to tone it down with, again, a wash of watercolours and some brown eyeshadow. So there you have it. You have removable loads for your wagons. If you don't want to remove them, then you can just glue them in. If you do, then you can represent in miniature actual railway operations. You can have a wagon come in, you can load it or unload it and send it on its merry way. So 3 grubby wagons, 2 grubby loads. But what's it all in aid of? Well, dear viewer, there is actually a plan in place, but let's just say that's another story. I really need like an EastEnders drum beat or something in there.